Two-minute warning. We're live. Good morning. Call the 2024 annual meeting for North Arkansas Electric in session. If you would please stand, and James Woody will lead us in a prayer.
Thank you for the privilege to be able to meet today, to consider the year that we've had here at the co-op, and to consider how we serve the membership. We just ask your blessing on this time, blessing on this meeting. Give you honor and glory in Jesus' name.
Welcome, everybody, and we thank you for your attendance to your 2024 North Arkansas Electric annual meeting. I'm Cameron Davis. I'm excited to be here, and I know y'all are as well, and we've got good information for you and look forward to hearing Mel's presentation. This time, I'd like to introduce the other board members. Beth Carter is the vice president for the board. She also represents Baxter County. Sonia Wiles from Izard County. She's the board secretary. Dennis Wiles from Izard County. Jim Short, from Fulton County. Heather Knight, she represents the Cooperation at Large. Larry Goodwin from Sharp County, and Mark Walling from Sharp County. We thank everybody. Our corporate attorney, Mr. Roger Morgan, and Mr. Mel Coleman, our CEO.
All right. Thank you, President Davis, and welcome to the 2024 annual meeting. This is our fourth year of this format, which started back in 2020. And like to welcome everyone here today in attendance, and also welcome those of you that are watching via some medium, Facebook Live or our website, or however you might be viewing today. We appreciate you as well. I have got just a short few minutes that I'd like to talk to you about the co-op and what we've done the last year. Probably more important, really why we're here and what we do and why we do it. Is when I get done with this part, we will go around the room, and each one of our staff VPs will give you a short presentation on what's going on their department. So I'm going to kind of hit the high level, and you'll excuse my voice today. I am fighting the summer allergies. I guess it's summer now, not spring. But I'll talk to you about the high level stuff, and then we'll get down a little bit more in the details as we go around the room. But as you are well aware, and a lot of what I'm going to say you've heard me say before, but it's important that we keep repeating this and we say this year after year why we're here, what we're about. We're not a utility. We're here about quality of life, and you'll hear that mentioned more times than not. We obviously provide our members with reliable and affordable electricity. That's what we do. That's not why we do it. Why we do it is to improve the quality of life. The same reason that we have Next, our subsidiary now, in the fiber delivered internet business. It's all about quality of life for rural America. So what we've seen over the past 3 or 4 years, which has not made us happy, and obviously some of the members haven't been happy about it. We've seen a lot higher fuel costs than normal. And the reason for that, and I talk about this each year, we've seen coal plant closures due to governmental regulations and litigation from environmental groups. We've seen manipulation of coal delivered by rail to increase the prices. We've seen the lack of investment in new generation, in particular nuclear, and a growing reliance on intermittent generation resources such as solar and wind. And all these have led to a perfect storm as far as what happens when our generating plants, which, by the way, we don't own those. We're a distribution co-op, but we buy our generation from Arkansas Electric Cooperative Corporation. But when generating fuels go up, primarily on that coldest day in January or that hottest day in July or August, it adds millions of dollars that unfortunately are spread by all 500,000 cooperative members in the state of Arkansas, and that's what we've seen. Now, the good news is that in 2024, average bills are down about $7 to date this year. The average rate per kilowatt hour in 2024 is down 10%. And when I say down 10% and down as far as the average bill, I can attribute that to the fact that we're seeing some record low natural gas prices now. And by the way, the majority of our generation resources today are from natural gas. So we're seeing natural gas prices, I don't want to say at an all-time low, but if you look over the past 5 to 7 years, they're the lowest they've been. Will they stay that way? We don't know. These are national and international markets, and we have absolutely no control. Well, my point has always been that we can't just stop building power plants and expect for prices to stay down. Perfectly good plants have been slated for closure, 2 in Arkansas, 2028 and 2030. You can't see that and not expect increased cost and energy curtailments. And if we don't do something, and we say this all the time to our legislators or to you, the member, when we're talking to you, it leads to rolling blackouts. We saw this 2 years ago. Fortunately, North Arkansas Electric has not had to have any rolling blackouts, but we came awfully close. Wind and solar do play a role in our generation portfolio, but they are intermittent resources and they're not available 24 hours a day. Shutting down perfectly good baseload generation such as coal-fired and nuclear plants lacks common sense. It shouldn't happen, but it does, and as I said, it's slated to happen in 28 and 30. 2 of the largest coal plants in the South, actually in the nation, will be shutting down in 2028 and 2030. And if we don't have resources to replace that, you could see the possibility of rolling blackouts. But we're working on that. Again, we're just a distribution co-op. We don't own those plants. We're basically at the mercy of what they produce. It's my opinion that nuclear and coal generation, both responsible coal generation, should remain to be on the table. Or, as I said, we'll be living with the possibility of higher energy prices for the future. Providing safe, affordable, and reliable electricity has been the most important and visible demonstration of North Arkansas Electric's purpose. The most successful cooperatives, though, do more than that. It's difficult to be a world-class energy provider in all of our communities if everyone is not healthy and prosperous. Members must believe their co-op adds value and, most importantly, makes their lives better. Otherwise, we risk simply becoming another utility, and that's not what we are. The challenges of a more stringent environmental requirement, changing demographics, and even changing member expectations have magnified the operational challenges that everyone around this table faces. But the unique role that we play in our communities does distinguish us from the other players in the electric utility sector. Throughout the past several decades, you see poll after poll that shows a loss in faith in government, business, and other institutions on which Americans have traditionally relied. Many Americans feel like, and Arkansans feel like they're more and more on their own with few trusted institutions to help them ensure that they're going to have a better life for them and their family. There is a yearning for organizations that people can trust. And I'll repeat that. There's a yearning desire for organizations that people can trust. Institutions such as electric co-ops are as necessary today as they were when we were created. The most distinctive difference that sets us apart are not the products and services that we offer, but it's how our bottom line differs from investor-owned utilities. This distinction is vital because it drives the metrics that's used to judge success for failure. Our bottom line is the empowerment of the member owners and our caring and our partnership for members. As an example, we unfortunately on the early morning hours of May 26th had a devastating F3 tornado. And it came through our entire service territory, hitting all of our counties. 5 days later, the power was back on. Members initially without power topped 25,000. That was down to 15,000 within a few hours when the transmission lines came back up. The storms broke 350 of our poles, and that's a lot. We typically don't see that. That's probably second only to the ice storm of 2009. Our co-op hasn't seen anything near this since the 09 ice storm, which had people out of power for 20 days. I'm proud of the work of all of our employees who were out there just as soon as daylight hit on that Sunday morning. We also thank our members for their patience and understanding. Right now, we are working with federal and state officials. If anyone's curious about the actual cost, we're looking at over $4 million in Baxter County, $280,000 in Sharp County, and about $150,000 in Fulton County. So we'll be working with FEMA in an attempt to get FEMA assistance, and this will take, unfortunately, years to get all this taken care of, not to get the repairs made, but to recover this from FEMA, and a lot of hard work. We would like to extend our appreciation to, and I'm going to apologize, I'm going to read this list, and it is quite long, but I think these people need recognition. We had over 100 line personnel that came in to help us with this tornado, and they came from Arkansas Electric Cooperatives Incorporated, Arkansas Valley Electric Co-op, Ashley Chico Electric Co-op, CNL Electric Cooperative, Demco in Louisiana, Farmers Electric in Arkansas, First Electric Cooperative in Arkansas, Osage Valley Electric Co-op in Missouri, Pettigene Electric Co-op in Arkansas, Rich Mountain Electric Co-op in Arkansas, South Louisiana Electric Cooperative Association. That's as far south in Louisiana as you can get and stay on dry land. Southwest Arkansas Electric Co-op, White River Valley Electric Co-op just north of us in Missouri, and Woodruff Electric Cooperative in Arkansas. And again, I've got a list of people that we want to thank, and I think we need to name these folks because, and I hope we didn't miss somebody. I'm sure we did, but we tried not to. But we would like to thank the following people and organizations that help support our outage restoration efforts. They include, but as I said, aren't limited to, the Arkansas State Police, Arkansas Department of Transportation, the Back 40 of Mountain Home, Baxter County Judge Kevin Liddy, Baxter County Road Department, Sheriff's Office, Casey's of Mountain Home, Cottonwood Inn of Salem, Days Inn Mountain Home, Exxon Gas and Go in Salem, Fat Boys Smash House in Mountain Home, Fred's Fish House in Batesville, Fulton County Judge Kenneth Crow, Fulton County Road Department and Sheriff's Office, Holy Smokes Barbecue in Mountain Home, Representative Jason Nazarenko of Cotter, Jimmy John's in Mountain Home, Lake Norfolk Inn in Henderson, Letty's Mexican Restaurant in Gassville, Matt Foster Excavation, McDonald's in Ash Flat and Mountain Home Donuts, Mountain Home Mayor Hillary Adams, Nema's Pizza in Gassville, Old Mill Tavern in Mountain Home, Pizza Hut in Ash Flat, Riggs Tree Service, Road Hog Barbecue in Ash Flat, Salem First Baptist Church, Salem Valero, Sharp County Judge Mark Counts, Sharp County Road Department and Sheriff's Office, Sonic Drive-In of Mountain Home, Spring River Lodge in Hardy, Subway in Mountain Home in Ash Flat, Town and Country Supermarket, Mountain Home in Salem, and Vincent Excavating. Now, what this should tell you is this is a community effort. When tragedy strikes our community, everyone steps up. And, I brag on all the time. Our men are outside when it's 5 degrees. They're outside when it's 100 degrees. Our support team in the office is supporting them just as they are working on the outside. But it's a community effort. It's an effort within this cooperative, but it's also this community that came together to help these folks that were in the hardest hit areas of Baxter, Fulton, and Sharp counties. The most distinctive difference, as I said, that sets us apart is the electric co-op story. As I've said many times, ordinary people came together. They didn't just want electricity, they wanted to improve the quality of life. And that's what we do in electric co-ops. The relationship involves engaging with member owners to enhance their capacity for self-help, enabling members, working together with members to do things that would otherwise be impossible, bringing power where no one thought it was possible, where no one thought it was needed. And today we continue to improve the quality of life with Next, powered by NAEC. And I'm not going to steal Scott and Courtney's thunder when it comes around to y'all, but it's absolutely amazing the response that we've had to our Next high-speed fiber-delivered internet. 20,000 subscribers, and that's incredible. Almost twice what our original projections were. And I know y'all will talk about who our 20,000th subscriber was. But we are committed to improving the quality of life for our members because our directors and employees are part of those same communities. I always close with the 5 things that we always want to look at. This isn't everything we look at, but I think these are the 5 most important things that we look at. What's number 1 on our list? It's always safety. The safety of our employees, those that are performing the hazardous jobs out on the lines. The safety of our members. The safety of our employees inside the co-op. The safety of our members and our employees come before anything else. Safety is a journey. It is not a destination. It is something that we have to strive for every day and to make sure that we're all here and at the end of the day that we all go home. That's what we're here for. Reliability, excluding major storms, reliability is excellent. We've had a lot of storms hit us, but reliability simply comes down to when you throw that switch on the wall, the lights come on. That's what reliability is. Affordability, we've talked about the fact that we do everything in our power to keep the bills at their lowest point, and we're proud to say that they are down this year over last. Financial strength, your co-op is, without boring you with a lot of financial statistics, I'll just tell you that your co-op is strong. Our financial metrics are good. Our equity is exactly where it should be. So we have great financial strength. And finally, very proud of our member satisfaction score. Leah, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's 92 is our ACSI score. 90 is our ACSI score. That is people that rank us in the top box through surveys 8, 9, or a 10. So we're very proud to have one of the higher ACSI scores in the country. And that's what we strive to do. We don't live on that score. We, again, that as well is a journey and not a destination, but we continue to put our members number one in everything we do. And that's my report on the co-op for this year. We will go around the table, and I'll pass this mic around, and you'll hear from our staff vice presidents on just a couple minutes on what's going on in their department.
Good morning. I'm Julie Haney. I'm the Chief Financial Officer for the Cooperative, and I will give you a quick financial update for last year. As Mel mentioned, one of the Cooperative's 5 key metrics is financial stability and stable rates. I am happy to report that the Cooperative continues to be in solid financial shape, which is evident through our strong debt covenant ratios and cash flow from operations, our continued growth, and our large patronage retirement to members in 2023. Our debt covenant ratios for 2023 were more than sufficient to meet our debt service obligations with our lenders, RUS and CFC. On December 31st, 2023, our debt covenant ratios were as follows. Our equity ratio was 35.3%. Our times interest earned ratio was 2.44 with a requirement of 1.25. Our O-tier operating times interest earned ratio was 1.81 with a requirement of 1.1. And our debt service coverage ratio was 1.93 with a 1.25 requirement. In 2023, we continued to see growth in our membership and new services. Net members increased by 271 members in 2023, which was an increase in membership of almost 1%. New services also saw growth with 578 new services in 2023, which was consistent with what we saw in 2022. For 2023, the Cooperative generated operating margins of $3.2 million, non-operating margins of $4.5 million, for total margins of $7.7 million. Next, had positive margins of $1.9 million in 2023, which are reflected as part of the $4.5 million non-operating margins previously mentioned. The Cooperative also generated positive cash flow from operations of $21.5 million in 2023, which is another vital sign of our financial health. This allowed us to primarily operate the Cooperative with cash flow from operations as opposed to heavy borrowing in 2023. While operating margins continued to be strong for 2023, they were down from 2022 due to mild electric sales in 2023, with a decrease in kilowatt-hour sales of 44 million when compared to 2022. This decreased the sale of energy by 3.6 million. Additionally, while our retail rates established with the Arkansas Public Service Commission remain the same as the previous year, we did see large decreases in our fuel adder revenue of 8.5 million, and Mel previously mentioned this. That is passed on directly to our members on their bill and directly decreased electric revenue. The decrease in cost to our members is due to a reduction in total fuel costs incurred from our power supplier, AECC, which totaled $9.6 million and was a decrease of $9.9 million from 2022. In combination, the decreased kilowatt-hour sales and energy fuel costs resulted in a decrease in the average monthly bill to our members from $187 in 2022 to $159 in 2023. Some other noteworthy things from last year. We did incur some substantial expenses in 2023 related to the January snowstorm that caused outages and damages. Our NAEC crews and contractors worked an estimated 9,000 hours to resolve those outages with expense incurred of approximately $1.2 million, and this was not a FEMA-approved event. At year end, we remained financially solvent with $3.9 million in liquid cash and investments. We also had $10 million in lines of credit with CFC available to draw on when necessary, and almost $16 million approved for advance under our current FFB work plan loan. Also, in 2023, our board approved a capital credit retirement in the amount of $5.7 million that was distributed to our members in December of 2023. In the life of the cooperative, we have retired over $51 million back in capital credit retirements to our members. Additionally, during the year, the cooperative continued to invest heavily in our electric and fiber plant. We are currently building a new substation as well as new transmission lines, and we continue to work on system improvements as dictated by our current work plan. In 2023, we built approximately 250 miles of mainline fiber, and over 3,800 new drops were installed. Our debt draws for 2023 totaled $7 million to fund the above-mentioned plan investments, which was a decrease of $6.7 million compared to the debt draws in the previous year. And also noted in the annual report, 2022 was the first year that we were required under generally accepted accounting principles to record a provision for income taxes of $3.4 million. This year, for 2023, the estimated tax provision for income taxes recorded was $1.4 million, a decrease of almost $2 million from last year. This represents the expense required to be recorded under GAAP due to our non-patron fiber operations. It is a book entry and it does not represent taxes paid, but it is an indication of possible future taxes associated with our fiber operations. The GAAP tax calculation has no impact on patronage allocations associated with margins earned from the delivery of electricity. And that is all I have for an update today. Thank you very much.
Good morning. I'm James Woody. I'm the Vice President of Operations at North Arkansas Electric. And I've got the privilege this morning of giving you an update on our operations department. Our department covers quite a few areas and requires several employees to do that. And so we cover construction maintenance and operations of the electrical system, but also warehousing, dispatching, outage management, right-of-way programs, and even our maintenance of equipment and such as that. So it requires quite a few employees. We have 70 full-time employees and a number of part-time employees, but we're fully staffed and proud to report that we're proud of the training and the capabilities of our staff. Feel confident that we can meet the needs of the cooperative. So in those things that we do, we obviously cover new construction and maintenance of the system, but also several system improvements. So over the last year, we've had several projects that we've been out in the communities extending and redoing some power lines that you've seen, I'm sure. We also have had a few planned outages in the areas that we serve to be able to work on these areas and improve the areas to serve the communities. In all of these areas, as you've seen here recently, storms and outages occur, and we have to be able to respond to those. And I feel like our staff's well capable of that. Our response time is good. We strive to respond within 30 minutes to the office here and then work from here. So each office that's in your communities, we respond there fairly quickly. And so we're proud of that. As you've seen this last big storm that we had, it takes a lot of effort to work these areas. And so we have internal staff to help us with that too. Our dispatching, we're fully staffed in that area, and we have a 24/7 operation. So even though you as a member may call in and not receive someone immediately, rest assured there's people here, and we're here processing those outages and those requests and responding to them. We also have in our operation a supply chain function, and we're proud that we are able to inventory and stock materials here locally so that we can respond to situations as what just occurred with the tornadoes. We were able to respond to that very quickly because we had poles and cross arms and materials in hand instead of having to wait. So we are proud of that, and we run a pretty tight ship. We can report that our variances in those areas are very small, and are proud that our staff can help maintain those things. And then lastly, we pride ourselves on safety, as Mel said. And I'm happy to report that, we operate in a very hazardous environment with our linemen on a daily basis, but we have very, very minimal injuries. I think over the last calendar year here, we've had 5 recordables, but they've been minor injuries. And with the amount of work that we do and the things that we do on a daily basis, I think that's very impressive. And so we're proud of that. We continue to strive to improve upon that and minimize those areas where we have safety issues. Again, I'm glad to serve our communities. And as you see our linemen working in your areas, just rest assured they've got you at heart, and they want to serve you in the best way possible and to make your power as reliable as possible. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Jason Strong. I'm the Vice President of Engineering, and I'd like to just kind of tag on to what Mel said. NAEC works very hard to increase the system reliability of our network and enhance the power quality to be able to serve our members with their demand for always-on electricity. We maintain 4,500 miles of distribution line, 147 miles of transmission line, 29 substation to kind of serve 39,000 meters. And overall, our electric system, we think, is in excellent shape. We put a lot of effort into trying to maintain that system for our membership. Not only maintaining it, we also continually make efforts to, as the system grows, to make sure that it has the capacity to meet our members' needs. In 2023 to 24, year-to-date 24, we've completed right at 800 new services and increased capacities for our memberships. That's requests from our members that are wanting service, and we've went out and had to build that to serve those needs. In addition to that, we've also changed out 600 poles just in routine maintenance, in addition to the 350 poles that we just changed out in this storm. And we've also upgraded several single-phase lines to 3-phase lines to be able to increase the capacity of those lines to more than triple the capacity to not only serve our memberships today, but also their need in the future. And in addition, as Julie said, on the fiber side, we've built 3,200 miles of mainline fiber over the past several years, and that is used to communicate to electrical devices in the field to help us to reduce outage times and, reduce outages in addition so the grid can be more modernized. In addition to that, the fiber is also used for obviously our subsidiary for fiber to the home. We've also completed over 21,000 fiber drops, with 3,800 of those being completed last year. A fiber drop is where we run from the pole or the pedestal all the way to the member's home. And Julie also mentioned, we have started construction on a new substation, which is in the North Fork area. It's just south of the intersection of 5 and Shed Road. The construction started, and we've also started the 3-mile transmission line to be able to serve that substation. And we anticipate that coming online at the end of this year, first quarter of next year. And that'll kind of help that area, in that North Fork area, to provide them a little better service. So just like to thank you for the time today and the opportunity to serve our members of NAEC. And obviously, if you guys ever have any questions or concerns, please call in, and give us a call, and we'll be happy to help you.
Hello, my name is Leah Rouse, and I'm the VP of Member Services here at North Arkansas Electric. We have 20 employees across 3 different district offices, and just in the last year, we processed over 463,000 payments for North Arkansas Electric. The Member Services employees, they assist with several programs we have at the Cooperative, one of which is our REST program, which stands for Rural Energy Savings Program. In 2023, we closed over $1 million in loans through this program. These loans are available to NAEC members with approved credit at 1% interest, and it's mainly to improve the energy efficiency of their home. Also, we sponsor a program called the Washington, D.C. Youth Tour. Currently, we have 4 area students in Washington, D.C. who have joined other students across the nation and the state of Arkansas to learn more about electric cooperatives and tour our nation's capital. Another great program we have is Operation Roundup. It allows our members to round up their electric bill to the next highest dollar. The difference is put into an account and utilized mainly for educational scholarships. And just last week, our board met and we awarded right at $27,000 to area students for educational scholarships. And since its inception, which I think was in 2005, we have awarded over $173,000 in educational scholarships. Mel kind of stole my thunder with the member satisfaction survey, but we're extremely proud that our overall member satisfaction is up to 90%, and my employees and myself will strive to always increase that satisfaction with our members. And as a 28-year veteran of the cooperative, I love my job, I love what we do, and I will strive to serve the members of North Arkansas Electric as best I can in future years. Thank you.
My name is Joey Hall. I'm the VP of Information Technology. I don't have a lot of numbers and statistics, but I kind of want to give you an overview of what the IT department's responsibilities are. The Information Technology Department oversees NAEC's technology infrastructure. We ensure that all of our systems are efficient and reliable. A critical part of our responsibilities include implementing and managing cybersecurity protocols and technologies to safeguard sensitive member data and information from cyber threats and breaches. We have to stay up to date with the latest security technologies and practices. Our department plays a key role in protecting our organization's digital assets. Our IT department's technology also aids our operations employees in the field by providing advanced tools and devices to enhance efficiency and safety during daily operations, as well as during storm and outage situations. Real-time data and outage management systems enable quicker response times and more accurate diagnosis of electrical system problems in the field. As everyone else has said, at the end of the day, it's all about keeping the lights on and return our members home safely, our employees home safely. The IT department works for all the other departments. Our goal is to provide technology that allows our employees to serve our members to the best of our abilities. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Lacey Johnson. I'm the Vice President of Human Resources. I support both the NAEC electric side as well as the Next Fiber subsidiary side. I'm happy to be here with you this morning and give you an update on the human resources activities. Wanted to start by providing an update on our head count. We are at 140 total employees, and that breaks down to 16 employees on the Next side and 124 on the NAEC side. Excuse me. We've had only one retirement to occur over the past 12 months. However, we have 3 more coming up between now and the end of this year. So those 4 employees, it's pretty impressive to look. They've been here 33 years, 25 years, 35 years, and 26 years. So we're losing a lot of seniority there. It's definitely a bittersweet situation, but we're very happy for these employees to get to retire and move on to the next phase of their life. So similar to last year when we had a number of retirements, this results in a lot of key opportunities inside the organization to allow for internal movement and growth opportunities for our current employees. So that's the positive side. So essentially our head count is remaining steady with no other regrettable turnover due to anything other than retirement. No major growth is really anticipated as far as headcount's concerned. And I'm very pleased to report that we're still seeing very positive responses in our recruiting efforts. Excuse me, an example of that is our recent job posting we had for member services positions. We had 53 applicants in 1 week. So we're very pleased with that response. We're proud and honored by that. And we want to keep that trend going. And I think that's just because people understand this is really a great place to work because of the people that are here. All of our employees really do their best every day to take care of our members, and that shows. We've really only had 2 new hires over the last year, but we have just extended 2 offers, so we'll be bringing 2 new folks on board soon. Like every year, I like to update you on the average length of service for our employees. This year, it is an average of 15 years of service, which is the same as last year. And I think that speaks pretty highly of the employees' job satisfaction and the fact that people like to stay here for a long time. Looking at kind of a breakdown of our length of service into the different categories, 24% of our employees have been here 5 years or less. 20% have been here 6 to 9 years. 16%, 10 to 19 years. 34%, which is our largest group, 20 to 29 years. 4% is in the 30 to 39 year category, and then we have 2%, 3 employees in the 40 year plus category, with one of those being here 52 years, and he's still here. So we're so proud of that. So again, that speaks volumes of the work environment we have here. I won't spend a lot of time on safety. James kind of covered that already, but just to let you know, it obviously is the first thing on everyone's mind at work every day. We do monthly safety meetings and various other things to keep the proactive efforts in place. Technically, looking at our safety record, we're very pleased to say that we've had no electrical contact injuries. And we have had 2 employees that did suffer injuries that required surgeries to their shoulders, unfortunately. However, they recovered in their back, and again, 5 other OSHA recordable injuries. So not as good as we'd like for it to be, because we don't want anyone to ever get hurt. But a lot of effort goes into that. Given the hazardous conditions that these guys work in, we're very, very proud that everybody's doing okay and is at work, and we want to keep it that way. So last thing I'd like to say is, again, that we'll just continue focusing on our proactive efforts, and that includes near-miss investigations, hazard recognitions, and whenever we do have a near-miss or an injury, we're sure to report it across all 3 districts and talk about the details of what happened so that we can educate ourselves and the other areas to make sure it doesn't happen to anyone else. So we share that knowledge, and we're pretty good about doing that. So I'd like to thank you for this opportunity to be here with you this morning to present you with this update. That's all I have. Thank you.
I'm Scott Hamby. I'm Chief Operating Officer here at Next. As Mel alluded to earlier, our biggest milestone to date is we did recently cross 20,000 subscribers. To put that into perspective, that's a little better than 60% of our membership, and that's a significant number. When we first started this project, I think we were talking, thinking 12 to 13,000 would be a good number. But here we are at 20,000, and we're continuing to grow. We're continuing to add new folks every day. Because of the participation of Next, our financials are very strong, and Next is finally making a meaningful financial contribution to our cooperative and to our members. Along with that 20,000 subscribers, we were able to give away a free internet for life to our 20,000th subscriber. We gave away 100 meg service to Miss Karen Bachman in Horseshoe Bend. We were very proud to be able to do that for her, and I hope that she is able to take advantage of that benefit for many, many years to come. As Jason talked about, there's been a considerable amount of mainline built over the last 5 years. Our membership mainline project is pretty much come to fruition. We are continuing to put in drops every day, but the mainline fiber build in the member area is complete. We do, however, continue to look for new areas of growth and areas where we may serve others outside of our membership. We have some exciting new features coming. We have a new TV product on the way. It has lots of new features and app-based viewing. It's a streaming platform. I think that a lot of people will be excited to see the new packages and the new delivery methods and the ways that you can view it within your home. We also have some new long-range outdoor wireless antennas on the way. We're starting to test those now. I know a lot of people have expressed interest in being able to have Wi-Fi further out into the yard, not just have an in-home experience, but a total property experience. Last but not least, I'll touch on storm restoration. We would like to thank everyone for their patience during this time. It was a tough time for everyone. Our last customer that could receive service was turned back on 6/8. It did take a little longer than the power due to the fact that getting the power back on is number one priority. So we did have to get those 353 poles replaced and get the power restored before it was safe to come in behind them and start hanging fiber and start completing that restoration. So once we began, it took approximately a week to put back or to repair what we believe was in around 18 miles of fiber laying on the ground. So again, we want to thank everybody for your patience. And if there's any continued issues with any of that, by all means, please call in and let us address it for you. That's really all I have to say. It's a pleasure serving the cooperative membership, and we look forward to our continued growth and for serving our members for years to come.
Good morning. I'm Courtney Varner, Director of Marketing and Business Development for Next. I just wanted to start by sharing our marketing and business development goals for the year. To bring service to 2,500 new subscribers. Like Mel mentioned earlier, we're committed to serving rural Arkansas and continuing to add to the quality of life in our territory. So as Scott also said, we're always looking for new members out there that don't realize that we're here and ones we can help serve. Next area is to focus on the wow and customer service. We're always looking for feedback. If you have, anything that would make your life easier, make things easier for you, we want to know about it. We have a net promoter score of 89. That's how we measure how we're doing in customer service. And we do that through surveys that are sent out. So if you get a survey, we're, like I said, always looking for feedback. So please send those back to us. The score of 89 equates to 9.6 out of 10 areas of ways that you would suggest being a customer with us. And then the next area is lowering lead times. So that has been the number one complaint that we've heard in the past is the time it takes to get the fiber to you. So we're constantly focusing on that area. And the average per month right now is 310 new subscribers that we're hooking up per month. So we have been seeing those times go down. So we continue to work on that. Throughout the year, we have incorporated new billboards, new radio ads, new digital ads, and also launched a new website. And the new website offers a more simplified and streamlined experience to our online subscribers. This is something that was feedback that we had gotten, so we're excited. There's easier ways to be able to sign up. And we do still hear from time to time, people in the community may not realize that we're here. So we just are constantly getting out there in the marketing areas in any way that we can get to you. Local events, we always love to support our community, our schools, our local businesses, whether it's STEM fairs, Little League, raising money for nonprofits. We're here to help and we want to be a part of it. So please reach out if you have any opportunities that we can help assist you in that way. Or if you're looking for service or have any feedback that you can give us. So we thank you for your time.
Thanks, one and all. Good job. And I think you can tell by the reports you've heard that this group is totally focused on serving you, the member. We appreciate each and every one. Turn it over to Mr. Roger Morgan. He'll lead us into the business session.
Thank you, Cameron. I think the first thing we want to do, a little bit of a bookkeeping, is we want to acknowledge and approve that Capra Graves is serving as recording secretary for this meeting today for our annual meeting. And is there a motion to approve her appointment? Yeah, Beth, is there a second? Heather, all in favor? Any opposed? Looks like you got to do it, Capra. All right. This is the business section of our meeting, and to explain just a little bit to you, Article 3, Section 4 of the co-op's bylaws establish what a quorum is so we can conduct business. It requires 2% of our members to be present in order to have a quorum. And to be present means you can either be in actual attendance and be counted, or if you submit a ballot on any issue, you can also be counted. So based upon the presence here today and the ballots that were submitted, we qualify as a quorum. There was actually this year 3,584 ballots that were presented, which is 11.84% of the members, which is over 5 times what would be required for a quorum. It's also up over last year, which was a little over 8%. So we had more participation in this process than we had last year, which is always a good thing, the more participation we have. The first order of business before we get to the election of directors is we need to approve the minutes from our last annual meeting, which was 2023. And is there a motion to approve those minutes? Okay. Is there a second? Have a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, now we'll move on to the next item of business, which is the election of directors. And how this goes, how we go through this, there's 2 different ways to get on the ballot, either through a nominating committee or a petition process. And this year we had both of those exercised. First of all, the nominating committee is appointed by the board of directors of NAEC, and this year consisted of the following members. From Izard County, we had James Elbert. From Baxter County, Richard Hansen. Sharp County, Randy Jones. Fulton County had Jeremy Stone. The system at large had Joe Dillard. The alternate, we always have 2 alternates, and actually last year we had to have an alternate act. But the 2 alternates this year, number 1 was Carl Pitts, and the second alternate was Karen Kaufman. This committee met as required by bylaws, and after meeting, they nominated the following. For the Baxter County position, they nominated Beth Carter. For the Fulton County position, they nominated Ted Curley. Now, as I mentioned, there's another manner of also getting on the ballot to be a director, and that is by petition. And a petition was received by NAEC from the incumbent board member, Steve Hall, for the position in Fulton County. So at this point, we had Beth Carter nominated by the nominating committee from Baxter County, running unopposed. We have Ted Curley from Fulton County, nominated by the nominating committee, and Steve Hall for the Fulton County position, nominated by petition. And how we've done this for the last several years, we have survey and ballot systems from the state of Minnesota that mails, receives, and counts our ballots. And that, again, is who we use this year. And the ballots were received through a secured email at my office yesterday afternoon. And the results from that are as follows. First of all, for Baxter County Director, as I mentioned, Beth Carter was nominated by the nominating committee. She is the incumbent. She received a total of 2,696 votes, or 100% of what was actually cast for her position. There were some votes that were unexercised. People may not choose to vote in both races, or they may turn in a blank ballot, and that would constitute as unexercised. The other position we had was for the Fulton County Director between Steve Hall and Ted Curley. The votes were counted in that, and Ted Curley, nominated by the nominating committee, received 7.6%, or 2,260 votes. Steve Hall, the incumbent nominated by petition, received 29.4% of the votes, or 941 votes. And there were 367 that were unexercised, and 16 ballots were disqualified for some other reason. So out of the total votes, those are the results for the Fulton County Director. We appreciate Mr. Hall's service to the board and to NAEC, and we look forward to Mr. Curley assuming the position on the board, and I'm sure he will work very hard for the betterment of NAEC also. The next item that we have after election of directors is any old business that needs to come before the business session of this meeting. And not seeing any hands or hearing any voices, we'll move to the next, which is new business. Is there any new business to come before the board? No hands and no voices, so there's no new business. At this point, then, we are in a position to adjourn just the business session of this meeting if there is a motion to do so. Is there a second? I can't imagine anybody being opposed, but if you are, now's the time to speak.